Hello everyone. Today, we're diving into a pivotal moment in ancient history, the Siege of Assur in 612 BC. This battle marked the beginning of the end for the once mighty Assyrian Empire. How did this great empire fall, and what role did the Siege of Assur play in its downfall? Let's explore the events that led to the collapse of one of the most powerful empires in the ancient world. To understand the significance of the Siege of Assur, we first need to look at the Assyrian Empire. By the 7th century BC, the Assyrians had built a vast empire, stretching from modern-day Iraq to Egypt. Their capital, Nineveh, stood as a symbol of their military power and cultural influence. The Assyrians were known for their advanced military tactics, powerful armies, and brutal conquests. But like all empires, the Assyrians faced challenges, both from within and from external enemies, and it wasn't long before these pressures began to mount. Internally, the Assyrian Empire was facing a crisis. Successive rulers had overextended the empire, and revolts were becoming more common in distant territories. In addition, there were growing tensions within the empire as Assyrian rulers struggled to maintain control over their vast domain. At the same time, the Assyrian heartland was under threat from new powers rising in the region, especially the Babylonians and the Medes, who would eventually unite against the Assyrians. The stage was set for a dramatic showdown. By 612 BC, the Babylonians, under the leadership of King Nabopolassar, and the Medes, led by King Cyaxares, had formed a powerful coalition. Their goal was simple: to end Assyrian dominance and bring down the empire that had ruled the region for centuries. The coalition armies first set their sights on the city of Assur, one of the most important cities in the Assyrian Empire and the former capital. Assur was not just a political center but also a religious and cultural heart of the empire, making it a symbolic and strategic target. In 612 BC, the coalition forces launched their attack on Assur. The city's walls, though formidable, could not withstand the combined might of the Babylonian and Median armies. The siege was brutal and relentless, with the defenders trying desperately to hold off the invaders. The Assyrians were well known for their own siege tactics, but this time, they found themselves on the defensive. The coalition forces used everything in their arsenal to break through Assur's defenses, including battering rams and siege towers. After weeks of fierce fighting, the city of Assur fell to the coalition forces. The destruction of Assur was catastrophic for the Assyrians. Not only was the city sacked, but it also marked the first major blow to the heart of the Assyrian Empire. The loss of Assur dealt a devastating psychological blow to the Assyrian people. It was a clear signal that their empire, once thought invincible, was now vulnerable to destruction. The fall of Assur marked the beginning of the end for the Assyrian Empire. Though the fall of Assur was a turning point, the Assyrian Empire still had one last stronghold, its capital, Nineveh. But with Assur destroyed and the coalition forces gaining momentum, the fall of Nineveh was inevitable. In 612 BC, just months after the fall of Assur, the coalition forces laid siege to Nineveh. The city fell, and with it, the Assyrian Empire crumbled. The once great empire was no more, and its lands were divided between the Babylonians and the Medes. The Siege of Assur was more than just a military victory for the Babylonians and Medes. It was a pivotal moment that shifted the balance of power in the ancient Near East. The fall of Assur symbolized the end of Assyrian dominance and the rise of new powers in the region. The collapse of the Assyrian Empire paved the way for the Neo-Babylonian Empire and the eventual rise of the Persian Empire. The Siege of Assur stands as a key event that reshaped the ancient world. The Siege of Assur in 612 BC marked the beginning of the end for the Assyrian Empire, a civilization that had once dominated the ancient Near East. Its fall was a turning point in history, leading to the rise of new empires and the reshaping of the region's power dynamics. Today, we remember the Siege of Assur as a defining moment in history that led to the collapse of a once mighty empire. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more in-depth looks at historical battles and events. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.